All right, hopefully everybody enjoyed a wonderful breakfast. Always appreciate the team here putting together a fantastic buffet for us, and also to the Liberty team for doing all the work to put this together this morning. Thanks so much for being here with us. We put these on every 3, 4, 5, 6 months, depending on how ambitious we get, but always grateful to have a good crowd here to join us for important conversations around energy. This morning, I think a particularly interesting one, as maybe demonstrated by the group we've got here. So thanks again for being here this morning. I'm going to kick things off with a few opening remarks, and then we're going to dig into some Q&A. It's been fairly well accepted that trends in Colorado energy policy over the past 8 years have been dictated by one party who has controlled all branches of state government. The major energy policies implemented early in Governor Polis's first term tended to focus on energy producers, particularly us in the world of oil and gas. I think Colorado, the API chapter of Colorado just produced a document saying that maybe while you don't always see this in the legislation, we're subject to a fair number of rulemakings. I think it's been 50 rulemakings since 2020, and we're in the middle of 10 major ones right now. And of course, that's not without impact. No matter how any of us would view the intentions of these policies aimed at oil and natural gas, their result has so far shown up as a pretty meaningful impact on our state's production trajectory relative to the rest of the country. You can see that we used to move in lockstep there up until about 2020, and now we've diverged pretty meaningfully from that, down about 30% relative to the rest of the United States. There's also been a steady undercurrent of political attention committed to shaping the state's mix of power generation sources and steering consumer choices with respect to securing the energy that best serves their own situation and needs. In addition, in terms of, securing the energy that best serves their own situation and needs, Colorado's power grid is in the midst of meaningful transition and addition in terms of nameplate capacity, which has nearly doubled since 2005. However, capacity additions have significantly outpaced actual power production. The resulting average utilization for generation assets in Colorado has now reached an all-time low of 34%. That was as of 2024. However, the steady undercurrent became much more prominent over the past 12 months as the governor's office pushed for a 10-year acceleration of net zero goals for the power sector. Closure dates for coal-fired power plants were debated and reset, and PUC proceedings on clean heat plan goals triggered a potential ballot initiative that would have established a right to natural gas. Meanwhile, consumers are beginning to notice as energy prices on their utility bills are trending higher, and headline reminders about future cost risks are constant, with news about data centers and conflicts overseas. Colorado is certainly not immune to any of this. Despite robust domestic supply of coal and natural gas keeping wholesale energy price inputs relatively steady, retail customers are not seeing the benefits on their utility bills. Since 2005, retail natural gas and electricity prices paid by Colorado consumers have noticeably departed from these important input costs, and the public is beginning to ask why. So let's dive into those issues. We have here with us today Alice Yake and Jennifer Gremmer. Alice has deep expertise in utility planning and operations, having served 14 years as an executive at Xcel Energy. A year ago, she left Xcel and is now Vice President of Grids at Breakthrough Energy. We're also fortunate to have added Alice to the Liberty Board of Directors last October. Jennifer is the CEO of Energy Outreach Colorado, and we should acknowledge she's in her 25th year at the EOC. Her organization helps disadvantaged Coloradans improve their home energy systems and provides payment assistance when utility costs become out of reach. Welcome to you both. So thanks for being here with us today. So we've got a series of questions, and then we'll open it up to the floor for Q&A in a little bit. So feel free to think of some questions to put to our panel today. As we look into the past year, we've seen the push from the governor's office to introduce legislation that would have accelerated power sector net zero targets from